Hi, this is Jeff Gagan with Your Lancaster Home TV, and today we're going to talk about products versus commodities and where does the house fall into that scheme of things. It's kind of an economic discussion, but it's very relevant when talking to sellers who would like to set a price for their house based on some factors other than what the market is saying that the house is quote-unquote worth. So, for example, with a product, think of a product in your mind. For example, a Big Mac. A Big Mac is priced at a certain price by McDonald's because they expect that that will sell a certain number of products based on their research. And in order to sell that product, they use advertising and marketing, and there's a fair amount of energy put into those budgets. So the product then sells based on a price set by the owner of the product. Now, in a commodity would be like, for example, a piece of stock in a company, like Google, for example. If you want to buy a piece of stock in Google, Google doesn't set the price. The market sets the price. And so whatever the price was last month doesn't really matter because the price that it is today is what you're going to pay for that stock. Now, a house is a lot more like a commodity than a product, as we all can see right away. That means that whatever the folks in the market are willing to pay for that commodity, because there's so many and there's so many choices. You want a Big Mac? You got to get a Big Mac. If you wanted to choose between houses, you have a lot of options. So that means that the price of the house is going to be set by the marketplace. Well, how do we do that? Well, we have what we call appraisers. And appraisers then look at all the recent sales, and so do agents, by the way, when we sit down to write up the initial listing and look at the sales of houses. So all those recent sales are looked at, and then a price is arrived at based on a statistical analysis of what's happened in that market. And it's a very hyper-local discussion, which means that we're talking 3 miles and less for a similar style house. So, houses are commodities. The price is driven by the market, not by the seller, not by the agent. And what we want to do when we list a house is to try and marry the two together so that the seller's needs are met as best as possible, but we always know that the market rules and a house is a commodity. Any questions? I'd love to hear from you at jeff@yourlancasterhome.com. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you soon.